Thomas comes to breakfast. Tom's tank engine has worked his branch line for many years. You know just where to stop, Thomas, laughed his driver. You can almost manage without me. Thomas had become conceited. He didn't realize his driver was joking. Driver says I don't need him now, he told the others. Don't be so daft, snorted Percy. I never go without my driver, said Toby earnestly. I'd be frightened. Pooh, boasted Thomas. I'm not scared. You never dare. I would then. You'll see. It was dark the next morning when the firelighter came. Thomas drowsed comfortably as the warmth spread through his boiler. He woke again in the daylight. Toby and Percy were still asleep. Thomas suddenly remembered. Silly stick in the muds, he chuckled. I'll show them. Driver hasn't come yet, so here it goes. He cautiously tried one piston, then the other. They're moving, he whispered. I'll go out, then I'll stop and wish. That'll make them jump. Very quiet, very quietly, he headed for the door. Thomas thought he Thomas thought he was being clever, but really he was only moving because a reckless cleaner had meddled with his controls. He soon found out his mistake. He tried to whoosh, but he couldn't. He tried to stop, but he couldn't. He kept rolling along. The buffers will stop me, he thought hopefully, but that siding had no buffers. It just ended at the road. Thomas's wheels left the rails and crunched the tarmac. Horrors! He exclaimed and shut his eyes. He didn't dare look at what was going to happen next. The station master's family were having breakfast. They were eating ham and eggs. There was a crash. The house rocked. Broken glass tinkled. Plaster peppered their plates. Thomas had collected a bushel on his travels. He peered anxiously into the room through its leaves. He couldn't speak. The station master grimly strode out and shut off steam. His wife picked up her plate. You miserable engine, he scolded. Just look at what you've done to our breakfast. Now I'll have to cook some more. She banged the door. More plaster fell. This time it fell on Thomas. Thomas felt depressed. The plaster was tickly. He wanted to sneeze, but he didn't dare in case the house fell on him. Nobody came for a long time. Everyone was much too busy. At last, workmen propped up the house with strong poles. They laid rails through the garden, and Donald and Douglas, puffing hard, managed to haul Thomas back to the yard. His funnel was bent, bits of fencing, the bush, and a broken window frame and a broken window frame festooned his front, which was badly twisted. He looked comic. The twins laughed at him and left him. He was in disgrace. You are a very naughty engine. I know, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Thomas' voice muffled behind his bush. You must go to work and have your front end mended. It'll be a long job. Yes, sir, faltered Thomas. Meanwhile, said Sir Topham Hatt, a diesel rail car will do your work. A diesel, sir? Thomas spluttered. Yes, Thomas. Diesels always stay in their sheds until they are wanted. Diesels never gallivant off to breakfast in the station master's houses. The Fat Controller turned on his heel and sternly walked away. The end.